Here we go.
Okay, everybody, welcome to our team Zoom. And it is, what is it? So the 12th of January already. Gosh, halfway through January 2017. We're here to have some fun tonight. And hoping some other of our teammates make it. But I, for one, had a really interesting and good week. So maybe we could just start out, everybody, saying what good things happened for you in the send out cards world this week. And then we had a challenge last week. I hope everybody did it. I did mine. I'm going to share.
I did it.
Oh, goody. And we can continue to do it if people didn't get a chance. And I thought maybe we could put them all up on the Team Transcendent site. I still need to make a Team Infinity page. I've been kind of hesitant because it's like, how many pages do we have to have, you know? So I like that Tracy and Sue did that page already, so I've just been using it. If you're not on that page, Team Transcendent, let somebody know that can add you. Like today I added Pamela. You have to be invited, you have to be added, and then you have to be approved. Did you get approved?
Yes, she approved me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
That's why I know the questions.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, cool. So anybody want to start out with just a share, something you're excited about that happened this week? Steve's raising his hand. Okay, Steve.
My mind's a little foggy, but hello, everybody, first of all.
Hello, I'm with you there.
I'm kind of with you tonight. Our weather's been all over the place, so it's a lot of sinuses and coughing.
Same here. Yeah.
I'm drinking my green tea with local honey and cinnamon to try to
take some oregano oil.
I've got some.
Take it. Doesn't do any good if it sits in the cabinet. I
need to get it out. Okay. And I forgot to go back and look in my back office. I can't remember where I'm at. And I think it was Tuesday before last. I think I reported I did a realtor meeting and had, I think, 3 enrollments for my personal sponsored MD. We did 3 enrollments for her.
Did she become a manager yet?
No, we sold personal bundles. That's what everybody was wanting, was personal bundles, and can't seem for some reason to, I guess, lack of a better word, upsell the marketing bundle. Can't seem to show that the value in the marketing bundle is where they need to be at when they're doing distributorship. So I need to work.
Can I share with you something since we're right on there?
Please do.
I don't know if you're not doing this or not, but it's that one little small difference that can make the difference. And it's just, you're probably doing it, okay? But other people may not know this. I simply say, this is our most popular package, so this is the one I'm going to tell you about. And I just start telling them what it has and why it's the most popular and why it's the best value. And did these people sign up as distributors?
Yes.
Okay, then the other thing I will say, if they're signing up as a distributor, I say, what we do is all about duplication, and people will do what you did. So look at the difference here in your commissions. You make twice as much when you sell a marketing bundle, which I believe is the best thing for people who really want to be in this business and who want to use this tool to accelerate the growth of their other business. And you can see here that you're going to make your initial investment back by selling 3 of these marketing bundles, and people will tend to do what you do.
Okay, I wrote that.
And then I say, if that doesn't work for you, certainly you can do a personal bundle, and you can always upgrade yourself. So I put it out there like I'm expecting them to upgrade. I'm not expecting them to stay with a personal bundle.
Okay. Well, I'll take that approach because I do have another meeting tomorrow. So.
And then you always say, that's what I did. Because that is what all of us did. I mean, before we had to spend that much, right?
Yes.
So it's like, this is what I did. Go ahead, because then I'll share later on what I did with my little group of the insurance guys and how that's going. But same kind of thing.
So I made notes so everybody can see. I wrote all that down that you just told me. You know how I like to write stuff down.
It's just a tiny little thing. This is our most popular package, so I'm going to focus on this one.
Okay.
This is what I recommend. Yeah.
And, I have said stuff similar to that, but not as direct and worded like that. So I'll put that into my presentation and my posture, when I do that tomorrow. So we signed up the 3 personal bundles and MDs under Sandy.
And did Sandy start with the marketing bundle?
No, she started with a holiday bundle.
Oh, that's the same. It's almost the same.
Well, that's true. So
then you can say that. You can say, when you're saying it, when you're presenting on behalf of someone else, you can say, this is what I recommend. It's our most popular bundle. And it is the way that Sandy got started, although it was slightly different because of the holidays, but in essence, that's what she got.
So in essence, the holiday bundle is the marketing bundle without the extra postage and stuff, but with the MRM training. And
you don't have to get into all that because they're just going to go, whee. So basically, she did. She spent the same amount of money. Yeah.
Okay. So we signed up those 3 for her, and then I said, so, who else can we call and talk to? So we set up another meeting. That's going to be tomorrow. And then in the meantime, one of the girls that she signed up, Tara, I called her and I said, all right, Tara, who can we call to talk to about this? And she said, give me 20 minutes. So she calls me back and she says, I got Becky on the phone. Can we talk? I'm like, sure. Yeah, I like that. So talked to Becky. She had an Android, could not get the app to work. She had an iPad. She did not remember her password to do the thing. Do the download thing. So I said, she did get the app loaded, but she couldn't get to work. I said, that's all right. Just watch the 3 videos in the app. And then call me right back. So she watched them, called back. She says, okay, I want to do the personal bundle with the MD option, the preferred customer subscription, and I want to get started right now. And then we talked about the marketing bundle too. She says, I probably want to upgrade to that, but I want to start with the personal bundle. So we signed her up on the spot. And then I said to her, so when can I come? She's also a realtor. I said, when can I come to your office and show your broker and all your people? She said, well, let me get back with you. So she called me today. I'm going Tuesday to do that. Tuesday to do that with her and her broker. So I'm always asking, so who can we go talk to now? Who's next? Who can we go talk to next? Who can we go talk to next? So that's 4 or 5 distributors since that original meeting. And now we're going to have another one tomorrow of the people who signed up there. They're all going to bring there, and they're all going to bring people. So,
and are they all under Sandy?
Yes.
Well, then she should have the volume here pretty quick.
Right.
Manager.
Right. That's what I'm hoping. So
she only needs 1,200.
So I'm hoping to do that like every Friday, do a presentation / distributor training, and just keep. And then during the week, talk to them on the phone and get people signed up, and just keep coming back and just kind of run that as far as I can, because it's spurring off into other agencies. Excuse me.
Okay.
That's pretty exciting. My business is kind of taking off now.
It sure is, because you've been planting all those seeds and following up and doing you're doing what you have to do.
Right.
How did it go in Richmond?
I didn't actually have a meeting in Richmond. One of the ladies that signed up is from the Richmond area, and we still need to make an appointment to go over and talk to her group. So she's still in the queue.
Okay. I just asked because, my relatives are in Lexington and Richmond.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, oh, my Aunt Nancy's over there. And she's always taking my cards to church. Every Sunday, she's taking a card showing everybody. I got to start saying, hey, you got to get me some customers. I'll have to meet with Steve out there in my
That's right. Get him set up. I'll meet with him.
No, I think you should go into Burke Furniture and try to get my cousin's husband, the Burks. She told me, oh, they won't do it. She wouldn't even bring it to him. Yeah. I'm like, well, they're really successful. I guess everybody goes there for their furniture. So, well, good job, Steve. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. I would like to ask you sometime to do a demo, if you will, on one of these Zooms of once you've got them in. I know some people wanted to see the actual presentation, how you present to somebody. I want to see your training. And I want to know, do you have a different training that you do when you have just signed up people with bundles that aren't going to be distributors? Are you getting together and showing them how to use the product?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have a down pat thing, or do you just find out what they're wanting to do and do it, or do you have a step-by-step on that?
Well, it's basically the step-by-step is either as a group, I get them back together. So like at the RE/MAX office, nobody there bought the distributor package. They all bought the bundle. So at that group, I said, okay, I'm going to be back over here next Tuesday. Everybody who can be here, be here. Who's going to be here? So I got a list. And then I went in and sat down with like 4 of them. I said, let me turn this off here. I don't know why that's.
That was Woody. Hi, Woody. Well, I don't know. Somebody else came after that.
So I'm just basically showing them how the contact manager works, just real overview. Contact manager, how to set up their custom branding, and we generally just do it on the spot. The campaign manager, I show them how to make a campaign right quick. And then my next step with that group is to come back. I need to do a larger training, and I'm actually going to create a couple campaigns, then go in and we're going to modify them together, then I'm going to share them to all of them. So there'll be like a little workshop. And then with distributors, I do basically the same thing, but also talk about what we do to show the business. And then I've got just a couple of short emails that I send out to new distributors to a list, and it sends out 3 or 4 emails to them. So that they got something in front of them that they can print off and check off. Like, and I know Send Out Cards sends out some really good emails to their auto
cards now. Oh, for distributors, they're sending.
Yeah, for distributors, they send out a real nice autoresponder thing. But I send out my own that's kind of all that condensed. It's a real long email. They can print it, and it's setting up your personal settings, setting up your gift account and your, in your website, just making sure all that's ready to go the very first day. Within the first 72 hours or 24 hours, get that set up.
So you do that in an email. You don't sit there and go through it all with them.
I do it in an email. I tell them, I'm going to email you over. You look at this, and then we're gonna get together as a group. Because one of the things that is on my goals this year is to not sit down with one person when I do presentations or trainings. That may not be realistic every time, but that is my goal. So anytime that I schedule a meeting, I always say, you got to get 5 people here. You have to have at least 5 here for you. And then anybody who's a distributor brings somebody, you need to bring 5 people.
Right.
And I just tell them, hey, you got to make it worth my while to drive over there, which I would do anyway, but it's kind of that posture,
That precedent, yeah. The thought just went right out of my head.
But I am open to.
I wanted to say that they do send there is a new distributor card campaign now that goes out to all new distributors.
Oh, great.
And you can find it in, it's in Sincere. So, okay, well done. I think it'd be cool if maybe we'll set this up to where we could share our step-by-step processes. And maybe we can all fine tune it together, and it does vary according to like who you're talking to. Some people are really struggle technology wise. Some people get it really quick, so I found myself kind of being a little scattered today, which is why I started thinking about it. I'm not scattered when I'm setting up a new distributor. Working with these insurance agents, that's not something that I've done a lot, and they just want their campaigns and they want them now, right? And these particular people weren't super computer savvy, and I had them on a Zoom, and I feel like I flipped around too much to where, although the wife was taking notes and I showed her, everything I say is here in these tutorials, and these are the 4 tutorials that I want you to watch, and here's the phone number to call customer support on importing your contacts in, and here's the celebration campaign as an example, 7 cards already done. I talked to them about the master relationship marketing portal so they can learn the importance of doing more than just a welcome card and a birthday card, because that's what they were planning to do. And so then we talked about a referral card, and we talked about just a because card or a seasonal card. So anyway, it was kind of scattered though, and I'd like to get it more like, bam, 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 bam.
I've got a question. So did you record that conversation with them and then maybe send them a replay link? Because that might be something that's worth doing, because I know in Zoom you can record it.
Yeah.
Say, hey.
I have recorded my Zoom ones before when I felt more cohesive. I should have probably done that today, but then again, I don't know. I didn't feel it. Maybe it's because of the head cold too. I didn't feel real zoomed in, to be honest with you.
Zoomy.
Yeah. So anyway,
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll share mine. So I kind of told you guys the little synopsis on the WhatsApp, but basically I had a distributor I've had for a long time. She fell off the radar as a distributor. She went to Bali. She did all this stuff with her life, and then she came back and contacted me and said, now I'm back. I'm getting back into the real estate market. I'm moved to Florida now. She had been in California. She wanted to re-up her distributor account. And so she did. And I kept reaching out to her and saying, hey, can I help you with anything? Can I share you anything? You know, and just kind of checking in with her once a week. And she was just really so busy. Then the whole real estate thing for her kind of fell apart, and she ended up taking on this insurance job. And so the other day she popped in and she's on Facebook messaging, and she said, hey, my agent that she's working under wants to do send out cards. He's asking me all kinds of questions. I don't know anything. Could you call him? And she just put the number there. And I said, well, I could, but it works best if you would do a warm market introduction. And if you could be on at the same time so you could be learning. And I said, if you can't, that's okay. I'll handle it, but that would be the best. And it turned out that she couldn't because she's trying to learn this insurance job too, and she's working. So anyway, she connected us, and I called him, and I said, how about we get together on a Zoom? And he goes, well, I've got 9 guys in my office. They all want it. Let's do the Zoom. So he gave me the email addresses of 2 of them, and we've set it up for 3 of them to do it. The others were working that day, so they couldn't do it. And they were just really fun guys, really low-key, really casual. We had a ton of fun. It felt like I'd known them forever. We could see each other's faces and everything. And basically, I just asked a lot of questions about what was it they wanted to accomplish, what does their business look like right now, how many people do they think they want to have, they'd be sending cards to monthly, and all of that kind of stuff. I just gathered up information. Well, before we got on the Zoom, the lead guy said to me, hey, do I get a kickback on this? And I said, yeah, for $50, you will be a referral partner. And what that looks like is that when you have referrals, you'll do a warm market introduction to me, and I will do the work for you. Are you okay if you get a spider on you or something? Is your ceiling falling?
Sorry, there's a bug in here or something. Sorry.
It was a bug. I was right. Ew. So anyway, so I told him, so he was already sold that he was going to do first of all, he goes, so I'm going to be spending $40 a month, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, that's the preferred customer. And so I just I said, there's some other products you might want. And so by the end of the meeting, I did my thing where I say, this is the most popular package, and this is why you would, this would be the best fit. And I'd already talked to him I mentioned the duplication thing, just he was smart. He got it. So he declared, okay, I'm doing the marketing bundle and the preferred customer package, and I'm doing the distributor. And he's like, guys, what are you doing? And the other guy said, well, I don't want to do the distributor yet, but I'm going to do the marketing bundle and the preferred customer. And then the other one said, well, I'm going to upgrade to that marketing bundle, but I can only start with the preferred customer right now. So the fact that, they're kind of under the fire, having to say in front of each other what they're doing, really works to the advantage. So anyway, we got him signed up. The other 2 left. I said, well, I've got to get John signed up first. He'll have this link and we'll email it to you. So we did that. And then today, one of them called me, texted me early this morning, wanted to get us together with his wife and do that little training. And they bought the marketing bundle. I did their little training. And then tomorrow, I got on the phone with Sandra immediately, or on text immediately with Sandra. I said, Sandra, we got to get you to manager now, because John's going to get to manager really fast. And so she goes, okay, I've got so-and-so and so-and-so. So tomorrow I'm doing a Zoom for one more guy for John, and Sandra's bringing 2. So kind of the same thing you're doing, Steve, where, just tap in that resource. They said they have at least 9 people in the office that all want it. So I got inspired. I got excited. I was like, okay, I got to find those key people and tap into those, those little pockets, just like you're doing. Oh. Okay. Anybody else have anything you want to share this week? Something good that happened with send out cards? I know we all had good things happen.
Well, can you hear me? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Woody, hi.
Oh,
hey, Woody.
I've been working with SolarMax, which is a big solar company here. They make the panels, they make the batteries. It's pretty big. And the company's actually signed up, and So I went down and set up campaigns for these people. So they're going to these 2 salespeople. And from that, we got a couple others. And so I'm meeting with them on Monday. And last night, they began to ask me about, is this your retirement? So interest is showing up for being a distributor. They're through BNI. And with BNI, you have to be kind of careful about how you talk about the business.
Yeah.
But I figured a way around that. So my workaround is, hey, who do you know that my business is expanding? They know it, that I'm always on the appointments. It's getting busy. Who do you know that can come and help me? And that leaves it open for them to come in because I'm not directly marketing the business to them.
Well, I've heard that it's okay to do that on the one-on-one if that comes up.
On the one-on-one, if it comes up. But
yeah. Well, and you know, like what I said with these guys, I said, yeah, we have a referral partner system where, you know, if you know some other people that would want to use this, you could refer them. And then, you know, the commissions that you'll earn could offset all your card sending because they're all smart businessmen. They're like, how much is this going to cost? Is it going to be profitable and all that? So I was like, well, what if your cards didn't cost you anything because you referred a few people? And they were all like, oh, yeah. And so their wheels start turning.
Well, 3 have come out and distributors through BNI for that reason. 2 of them don't care much about it. The other guy is going some health problems, but we'll be kicking him off next couple weeks as soon as he gets back on his feet. And then I did a Rotary presentation. Anybody ever present at Rotary or any of those places?
Not recently.
That's very, 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 very early. And anyway, so I've been invited to go to the school system and also may have a distributor. I'm waiting to hear back tomorrow from that. And I said, sign up and all the Rotary clubs are yours, Monica. So
make her buy a marketing package.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She already knows.
Okay.
I listened to what Sue said and she's absolutely right. Like, how can you have a referral partner if you can't help them set their cards up and make it look like something? Just, you're working with air.
Well, they need to be driving the right product, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have
what you bought.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else before we get into sharing our results of our challenge last week? Okay. Who wants to go first? The challenge last week was from Jeffrey Gitomer, if I'm pronouncing his name right. He's written tons of books. You can find him on YouTube too. Lots of really cool little videos. This book is called Little Red Book of Sales Answers. And so I've known about him for a long time. I love his stuff. And I ran across an article just kind of randomly on the internet. So because I knew who he was, I paid attention. And it had said that as when people sit down with us and we're sharing our business, we're the expert in our business and we're there to make recommendations for them. Just like, you know, the one where I say, this is our most popular package. This is the one I'm going to recommend you go with, and here's why. And so they're looking to you. And one of the things that people will say from time to time, especially if you haven't done the best job, and not necessarily that, but sometimes people use that stalling technique of, I need to think about it. And so as the expert, you can say, okay, and as you're thinking about it, I'd like you to be thinking about these things. So the challenge for the week was to come up with a specific prospect that you'd be sitting with. So is it a realtor? Is it an insurance agent? Is it somebody you're talking to about the business? And come up with the 6 things you would have them consider if they say, I have to think about it. Okay, so who would like to share theirs first? Tell us who your prospect is and what you came up with.
I didn't do it. I'm sorry.
Okay, next week. You're not off the hook. You got to come back next week with it.
I'll write it down. I just blew it.
That's okay.
Well, this is Pamela, and I definitely read the article, and I also came up with some questions. I guess my audience would be a business owner. I kept it general so that I could use this for all types of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually came up with, 9 questions.
Okay.
The first one is how, and I'm wondering too, after the end of all these questions, then what do you say? But right now,
then you say, when's the next time, you have available for us to get back together,
Yeah.
right? Another thing you can say is, are you going to be the sole decision maker, or is there somebody else we need to share this with?
Okay. So here's one of the first questions is, I'd ask, so how effective is your current method of follow-up? How much value are you receiving from your current methods to retain clients? How do you make your customers feel special? Do you have an effective follow-up system in place? How do you currently appreciate your customers? How much business do you think you lose from inadequate follow-up? What is the dollar value of your ideal customer?
Mm-hmm.
How do you set yourself apart from your competition? And finally, how do you keep top of mind with your referral partners?
Wow, you want to send me that in an email?
Well, she's recording the
Yeah,
Zoom.
and we're gonna have them. You could post them in that Team Transcendent Facebook page. Okay, so I love all of yours. And I'd have to see them because I'm very visual. A couple of things that
Sure.
came to mind that might be inserted or tweaked in some way would be,
Yeah.
do you know, or do you realize that it takes 6 times the cost to acquire a new customer as to retain, or say, given the fact that it takes 6 times the cost to acquire a new customer than to retain a current one, what do you have in place now to retain your customers?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, and given the fact that the most affordable and effective form of advertising is word of mouth, what do you have in place right now that is utilizing that method?
Got it.
Okay, because that's the referral thing.
Yeah.
Those were just 2 things that kind of popped up when you said those. Those
Yeah.
were awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good stuff. We got to share all that. Okay. So do you know how to add a file to the to Facebook? You go into the Files tab and then upload
I
it.
can figure it out.
Yeah,
I
and
could
if you don't
figure
know,
it out.
then just message me, or you can email it to me and I'll put it up there. Perfect. Okay, did anybody do the assignment? Jean, did you get yours done? No. Okay, nobody else?
Well,
No, I honestly struggled with thinking of a client who said that. I don't have anyone who says that to me.
They don't say I have to think about it?
No, I'll say when do you want to get started? And they usually pick a day. They'll say, oh, next month, and in some ways, of course, if they say next month, that's kind of like saying, I'd like to think about it.
Yeah, so what you might say is that, okay, well, in between the time between now and next month, here are some things I'd like you to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Right? Because that might bridge the gap of them not waiting a month.
Right.
How much business are you losing every day that you let a follow-up slip through the cracks? Or every day that you don't receive a referral? Or how much business are you losing because people are choosing to go somewhere else because maybe you're not top of the mind? However you would phrase it. I mean, I know you're.
I think I would more take it where I'd be saying something like, here's what I'd like you to think about. I'd like you to think about whose birthday it is next month. I'd like you to think about who you're going to say thank you to. I'd like you to think about, over the next year, what do you really want to tell your clients?
Or how would you want your clients to be feeling about you?
Yeah, how do you want your clients to feel at the end of this year? And how are you going to get to that?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, see, that works
Because
for.
I know the stats to be really aggressive. Like those, that seems like a really aggressive approach to me. I would never say any of those things to a client because how is it? Because it feels like you're putting your hands on your hips saying, so if you're not going to do this, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I know. And you do have to go with where it feels in your gut and in your heart that it's appropriate with a certain person. right?
Right.
But they are looking to us to guide them. And we know that if they don't do this or something very, very similar,
Yeah.
they're going to lose.
I think that's it. It's just
It's not good for their
ask you,
business.
how would you feel when your brother gets a pack of brownies from you on his birthday? Well, how do you feel when he calls you? And you're like, oh, you're a rock star in the family. Like, just keep it. How would you feel when all those things happen? I think I'd go there.
Yeah. Well, and then if you can somehow make the bridge that people remember more about how you made them feel than even what you said or did, and those are the kinds of people that are going to be loyal to you. So somehow bridging that means business. Because I think a lot of people are looking at this as a business decision.
Of course.
Yeah. So we bridge the gap for them. But I get where you're coming from, and I get what you're saying. And we don't ever want to force ourselves into being a posture monster if it feels unnatural to us. So there may be one or two things in here that you could use. And I like the way you're thinking.
I like what Jean said too. And I think that there's value to both. How do you feel? Because the feelings are really important, and the benefits to their business and for them. So like, I would probably cater these questions directly to their business and really think about what are the benefits they're looking for? What's in it for them? And then are they missing out on any of those benefits by not having a system like this in place?
Yeah.
But then, yes, incorporating the feelings too. I think that's really important. I mean, yeah. So thank you, Jean.
Okay, so mine, I go a little bit hardline on mine. I do a lot of lead dialing. I prospect with a lot of people who they have very limited mindset, and they're very stuck, and they want a better way of life, but they're not thinking right. They're thinking all the time about, why do I have to pay money to start a business? Why should I have to pay you to work for you? I don't have the money because I'm broke, right? Not all of them are like that, but that's in a lot of people's minds. Is there value here for me to put down $400, or $500 to start a business? And so when I leave a prospect who's already told me, I want to work from home, I hate my job, I just lost my job that I worked at for 20 years. I want to be home with my kids. I want to help my parents. I haven't taken a vacation in 10 years. I want a vacation. I want a better life. And they're telling me all these things. And then they find out that it costs some money to get started. And then they're like, oh, no, I don't have the money, right? I feel like I'm doing a disservice to them if I don't lay it out on the line that nothing in their life is ever going to change if they don't open their minds to a different way. So here's my hard line. Okay. And I don't always say all of these all the time, that's for sure, but these, I'm going to start saying it more. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I wrote. Okay, so this is a prospect that I want to bring on board as a distributor. I'm not leading with the product because they've told me they want a home-based business. That's how I pique their interest. So, okay, when they say I need some time to think about it, that's fine. That's great. Of course, I want to make sure that it's the best decision for you, because I'm going to invest a lot of time working with you, and I want to make sure it's a good fit both ways, and I want you to make a really intelligent decision. So here's a few things I'd like you to be thinking about while you're thinking about it. What would happen to you if you or your spouse lost their job or had a major health issue? How long would you be able to maintain your lifestyle without that income? Wouldn't you enjoy the security of having a plan B? That's what Send Out Cards does for many people. Okay, so if that were appropriate, if they had another job, right, then I would be able to say that. Sometimes they don't have a job. Okay, the second one might be a fit. You say that time and money may be an issue for you in starting a home-based business. Let me ask you this. What will your life look like in 5 years from now if you keep doing what you're doing? Will time and money always be an issue? Or do you think there may be some other options? I'm not sure. Okay, so I might say it like that, but that's what I want you to be thinking about as you're deciding. Number 3 would be, how much money would you have to have invested at 5%, which would be a really healthy return in today's marketplace, even if you could find that, to have a return of $1,000 a month. Okay, the answer is $240,000. Most people don't really think about that. They don't have an extra $240,000 that they can invest. So with a little bit of effort, with our help, that is something that's very doable, $1,000 a month, working very part-time. That will be residual, repeat income without having to invest that kind of money. So I'd like you just to be kind of thinking about that. And, you've told me you love the idea of being your own boss and being in control of your time. I'm just going to lay it out. Where else could you find a business that requires no employees, no inventory, no deliveries, no overhead, a really hot, in-demand product priced below industry averages, part-time flexible hours, free training and support, a done-for-you website and a mobile app, and no special skills required, and a super cool, helpful community, all for less than $500. Just, kind of be thinking about that as you're considering it. Also, having a home-based business comes with many tax deductions and with an average annual savings of around $5,000 to $6,000 for people who are already an employee as well. And according to many financial experts, not having a home-based business is the biggest financial blunder you could make. So, be thinking about that. And, just imagine how it would feel 12 months from now when you have that monthly residual income being directly deposited into your bank account, knowing that it's just the beginning and there's no ceiling on your income. Jean likes that one, I bet. That's the feeling one. So those are just some of the things I'd like you to be thinking about as you're thinking about it, food for thought. So, kind of some of it's how you deliver it too. I think I said it pretty friendly to a person to where it's like, I'm looking out for you is the way I'm feeling about it. So you may not say all 6 of those. Those are kind of long. You might have 1 or 2, or you might find some nuggets in there that you could shorten it up.
Yeah, and most likely probably Tracy would tell a story, about someone who had got a card from someone and then placed a huge order and then ask how, this is what I want you to think about. How will it feel if your business doubles next year from referrals?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's for somebody who's going to be a customer. Yeah. When I've thought about, I've done that with my own personal story before with people too. I've said, when they have to think about it, and I'll say, I appreciate that it does take some time to think about. I was just thinking the other day while I was just sitting there in my hot tub, and I was thinking about all the people that have told me no about starting a business with send out cards. And I was thinking, gosh, if they would have just put in a little bit of effort like I have, just maybe 10 hours a week or so over the course of a couple of years, they'd be having, probably, I don't know, a couple $1,000s coming in every month, paying their mortgage every single month. And all the people that said no, they didn't do that, they're not enjoying that residual income that I get to enjoy just for putting forth a little bit of effort over time. So that's another way to do it.
Did you find our beds yet? Upstairs.
Oh, I didn't know if somebody had a question. Okay, so is this helpful?
Very.
Yes, very. Thank you.
It kind of gets your wheels turning, and of course you follow your personality type and how you like to interact with your customers, but I think the bottom line is not letting people off the hook too easy, giving them some food for thought, making a recommendation. We're the experts. Let's make that recommendation. We know it's good for them. So
yeah.
Eat your vegetables. It's good for you.
And I think that we're doing people a disservice if we do let them off the hook easily. We need to be completely sold out on what we're selling. We're not only selling a greeting card system, we're selling the possibility for somebody to reach their dreams and goals. And, when I look back, when I started 5 years ago, I didn't know what the journey was, and I've met you all along the way and gotten involved in personal development and actually writing goals down. And when I look back, I keep my little book. I write everything in, and I do my goals daily now. And I look back a year ago and 2 years ago, and I think, wow, that actually came to pass. I wrote that down and I'm doing it now. So one of the things I realized, we have to be sold out on what we're selling and what we're doing here. And people have to see that conviction when we talk to them. And they realize that, we're passionate about it. I love this group. Y'all inspire me.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So awesome. Well, I'll put mine up, and if anybody comes up with any others, Jean, I love the ones about the feeling. It gives people another approach. So if you want to put any of them together, that's awesome. Also, the video will be on the SOC Team Infinity YouTube station. So you'll be able to find it and go back and re-listen to it if you like. Okay, I have a challenge. We've got a little over time this week. I have a challenge for next week. How many of you here have heard of Purple Cow Marketing?
Yes. Yes.
Seth Godin, Purple Cow Marketing. It's like if there were a purple cow out in the field, you'd notice it, right? Next to all the black and white ones, you'd be like, whoa, purple cow. So think of something you can do this next week to be a purple cow. How can you stand out? Okay, I'll give you an example of what I'm going to do. And this is gonna accomplish two things at once, because Jean, you showed us one time on Zoom how you guys could be able to see my phone, how I could show my phone by like up swiping or something. What was it that you did? I need to learn this.
You share a screen. You just share your screen.
So I click the Zoom share screen?
Yeah, click the Zoom share screen.
Okay, before I do that, let me find the picture that I'm talking about so I make sure I don't show you guys anything inappropriate. Just kidding. Not that I have anything in there, but I don't want to.
That's tip of the day right there. Before you do a presentation and show your phone, make sure that
Well, okay, sometime I'm going to tell you the story about the most embarrassing moment ever on stage with 1,000 people in Russia. So, yeah, stuff can happen. No, I just don't want to bore you scrolling through.
But Tracy, before you get to that,
okay,
both your computer and your phone must be on the same Wi-Fi network.
They are.
Okay, then you can go.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Okay, so share screen. And
then you'll see your phone showing up. Yeah, and you can just choose your phone.
So easy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Okay, let me put that up. Okay.
I do.
So you don't have to have a cable?
Tells me a plug-in's required. Okay, I'll just click install. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, the first time you do it, you got to install that plug-in. I've always used the cable. I didn't know you could use it without the cable. That's cool.
How about to an iPad?
If you're on the same Wi-Fi network, you can just pop it right on.
Okay. Oh, follow the instructions. Okay, connect to the same network as this PC. Oh, well, I should be. Select AirPlay. Okay, so that I swipe up to find AirPlay?
Yep, that's on the bottom part of your screen. Swipe up.
On your control panel.
Oh, got it. AirPlay. So excited. Zoom Tracy. Yes.
I can't wait to see what's on your.
There you go. Okay. So this guy, I kind of picked this up from Todd Falcone, but this guy was doing Purple Cow Marketing, I think. He's in my grocery cart. And his ad says, great dogs, which has nothing to do with loans. Great loans. Okay? So I'm going to send him a card and say, since you were in my grocery cart, I thought it was only fair that you should receive a card from me or something. I don't know. I haven't figured out the wording yet. But I'm going to say, because you were in my grocery cart, and then I'm going to say something about, I knew you would appreciate this card and these brownies or something like that, right? Obviously, you're somebody who thinks outside the box in terms of your marketing. I have a really awesome tool I'd love to share with you. And then on the back, I'm going to have this great picture of my dog because I have her on the backs of my cards. Some of you might have seen her. She's got her head cocked and she looks like she's smiling, and it says, send somebody a smile today.
Nice.
So that's going to be on the back of my card. So anyway, I don't know my exact wording. If anybody has any brilliant ideas, text them to me. But basically, I'm just going to make it short and sweet. I'm going to send him a card with some brownies, and I'm going to appreciate the fact that he thinks outside the box, and I've got something really cool I want to share with him.
Cool.
That's good.
So that's my purple cow for the week. I'm going to do that. That's the challenge. Think of something purple cow and come back and share it next week.
All right.
All right, cool.
Does that sound fun?
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay, coolio.
Very cool.
All right, you guys. Peace out. Go make it happen. Have a great week.
Thanks. You too.
Adios.
Have a great
Bye,
week,
everybody.